Each month I've been flying out to BC to work with like a rehab clinic out there. And
is there shit out there you can't get at home?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Even
which is
Toronto?
insane. Yeah, because Toronto's way bigger and like the population's like 10 times the amount of Vancouver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like since like, I mean, with all the people that like blow their knees out and everything skiing and stuff out there.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, there's just like, but there's this like one-off facility out there that's called Fortius, and it's like Fortius, like it's like Fortius, like Fortius.
Sounds like a fake word.
Yeah, but like, dude, it's like they have lodging there. You can stay right at it. They have like every day, like I'll go downstairs, like I'll have like a session with like a strength, like PT, like coach, and then like the hydrotherapy, which is the underwater treadmill stuff, like chiro for just around my knee, like chiropractor, and then like massage therapy, and like
It sounds like an Olympic training center.
it really is. Like I went there, and then it's like so hard going home because there's nothing I can like mimic it.
Oh shit.
So like I'm seeing like a couple clinics back home, but it's like it feels like
Is this thing like Red Bull affiliated? Or
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, Red Bull Canada has an account there, so like I've been able to go out there.
They take care of.
Yeah.
This doesn't cost you anything.
No.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been a huge help, and like best people working there. Like I went in the first day, like literally probably like 3 weeks after my surgery and stuff, like went in, did my first sessions with everybody, and then the next day I came in, they're all like, hey, we watched your videos, like we know what you want to do, like where you want to get back to, and like they did like research into the people that are like going there to get treatment, so then they
So
know.
you're not just another random guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but there's a lot of high-level athletes. Like all the Red Bull Canada athletes go there. The Toronto Raptors NBA team does.
So all these Toronto athletes are going to BC for this.
Yeah.
It sounds like they could make a facility in Toronto and make a shitload of money.
I know, but dude, yeah, it's the place to be.
How long is that flight, Toronto to Vancouver?
5 hours.
So it's pretty legit. I guess it's like flying across the United States.
Yeah, like it's like flying from like New York to LA.
Yeah. Interesting. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you go. How often do you go?
I've been going out every month since I blew my knee out. So
For how long? How long do you stay?
first time I went out for 3.5 weeks, and then like I went back for like a week, and then 10 days, then another week, and then like I did like a 4-day quick trip like the last month, and then I won't be able to go at all this month because the main people I work with, they're all at the Olympics for the Winter Olympics for the snowboard stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably go back in March.
Now, so you even want to go back even though you're this close to...
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because like I've been able to do like jump tests and like physical like tests where they can actually like compare month to month how much progression my knee's made and how much better it's gotten. So it's like it's not like I'm guessing. It's like I can go straight off the numbers and be like, they can see like I'll do a jump test where your feet are on 2 different pressure plates, and they can monitor how much pressure and force I'm putting out of each leg individually. And like they can compare it on a chart. Like you'll see my left leg and it's a nice curve like this, and then you'll see my right leg where it's like it starts off good, but then there's a point where like I unweight it and still push more with the left leg.
So in a perfect set of knees, they're both the exact same.
Yeah, they'll both be the same curve.
So I'm willing to bet no BMX around the planet has that.
Probably not. And like even too, like when I went there working out, like, cause like I feel like I'm going straight down, but I actually twist because of the amount of like one side of my back is like way more defined than the other just from always spinning one way on my BMX.
Wow.
So it's like, I was like in there working out, and like obviously like my form was like a little off doing some of the exercises, and then the dude that I was working with was like, take your shirt off. Like I'm in the middle of a public gym, shirt off, like working out, and he's just like, your back is like what's like, has no one ever pointed this out to you before? Like you're this far off? But
We went to the U.S. training facility about a month ago in Colorado.
Yeah.
And it was funny just talking to some of the rehab people there when they were like looking at the athletes, riders, call them athletes, I don't know. I can't
Yeah.
mention that. But they were looking at everybody, and like I could kind of hear them talking to each other, like these guys are all up.
yeah. Oh yeah.
like just these. I guess you never really get that proper recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
So have you learned a lesson here? Like injuries in the future, will you go back to this place?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's crazy too, because I'm like, it's like now it's like, holy, like this is how a professional athlete should be treated. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I actually felt like I was like, like a high level athlete, not like going to a random clinic where they like do some adjustments and send you on your way. Like it's literally like I stay right at the facility. I'll wake up in the morning, I'll go downstairs, do rehab all damn day. And like just the treatment and like the people you work with, it's just so far ahead of anywhere else.
Now, is this something that like for the average human being, would insurance pay for? It's probably incredibly expensive.
Yes. Well, I don't know I think some places still covered under insurance.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more of like it's not a private clinic, but I guess it's a private clinic, but it's like anyone can go and pay, but it's obviously a little bit more expensive than a regular clinic.
You have any idea how much it would cost to go for a week for the average guy to blow out his knee?
A lot, like, because like when I got my schedule the first day going there, like it showed like the schedule and then it showed the pricing for everything that I was doing, and probably like Red Bull gets a deal, like obviously they have like a deal worked out with them, but if I was to pay out of pocket for everything that I did plus staying there, it would probably be anywhere from like $700 to $1,000 a day.
And that seems reasonable for what you're getting.
Oh yeah, for
especially
sure.
when you factor in like if you ever get a random hospital bill when you were just in the hospital for a nothing thing.
Yeah.
It's like even after here's your price you pay because of your insurance, but it's like, oh, you stayed overnight. That was $12,000. Like
yeah.
Shit like that, you know?
Yeah, I crashed at Woodward as a kid and like went to the State College Hospital and had to get like 10 stitches and like a CAT scan, and it was like $5,000, and I was in there for maybe an hour.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And then like my insurance covered most of it, but I still had to pay $700 or $800 out of pocket.
Which is a ton of money.
Which is for an hour visit somewhere.
Yeah.
Like at least this place, like I'm saying, if I was paying for it out of pocket, it would probably be about the same, probably about $700 plus like accommodations are added into that $700. But it's like I'm getting at least a full day's work rather than like an hour visit.
And the personalized treatment sounds huge. That they know what you do and who
Yeah,
you are.
exactly.
You know, that sounds, but you're not getting that treatment at your hospital down the road.
No. And it's cool now because like I literally walk in there now and like I know all the staff. Like I never like wait in the waiting room. I just like wave at everybody like, hey, I'm going back. Like I don't have an appointment. I'm just going back to bug people, and they're like, cool. Like it's a cool little community for sure.
So as you sit right now, how's your knee?
Amazing. Like I started riding around last week and my body's not telling me anything's wrong. Like I can pump as hard as I've ever, like before the injury, like I'm like fitness wise, like I'm back to 100%, but the ligament itself needs more time.
So it's a situation where if you didn't know all this stuff, right now you'd think you're healed.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like, because like, there's a point with the rehab, because it's like, I have no restrictions in every normal day activity. Like there's no limitations. Like I can run, I can jump, I can, like in the gym, there's no limitations. I just physically can't ride my bike the way I want to ride my bike. And it's not that I couldn't, like I physically could, but it's like if I did get in an awkward situation where I had to throw my leg out and catch it and like catch myself, like if my muscles didn't protect the ligament and it let go, then the last 7 months was a waste.
Yeah.
So
when you look into this, is there a projected time you're going to be riding 100%?
Well,
Ice picking a 1,000,000-foot tall wall.
The goal is to be doing that like around April, May. I'm going to take a couple extra months on this side just to give the ligament some more time and then build more strength around it. So based on your rehab, the day you get back on your bike in May should be 100% full on. It will. I usually, like, it's hard to say because like talking to the surgeon, like I went back and had a checkup on my knee, like he pulled it around to see how the surgery went, and like everything went extremely well. But so I was like, hey, like when can I return to riding? And he was like 12 months, like, because it takes, he says like the ligament will still be healing up to like the 12-month mark.
So was it ACL tear? What was it exactly?
Full ACL tear. I retore my meniscus and then bone bruised my femur. The bone bruise on the femur is just from your tibia running into your femur so hard, but that's common with ACL tears when you like impact it. Like there's a lot of people that will just like twist and push off and tear their ACL.
Yeah.
But if you blow it with impact, like I did, like falling from a pretty big height, then like the ACL goes and then your tibia runs into your femur. So, but that's common with blowing it out with high impact. And then like with the meniscus, like I tore it like 12 years ago and had it like scoped out a little bit, and then I tore it a little bit more, so they scoped it out again, and then full ACL reconstruction.
And that's everything. Then you're dialed.
Yeah, and then everything's buffed out. But with me, like I originally wanted to use a piece of my own hamstring to repair the ACL, but halfway through surgery, they weren't able to get a good enough piece of my hamstring, so they had to switch to a cadaver graft halfway through, which is like a donor ligament from a dead body.
So, like, is it a situation where if the guy the ligament came from was a murderer, are you going to become a murderer?
No.
You sure? I saw a lot of movies that said that happens.
Okay, well, you'll find out.
So, are you going to be back X Games this year?
Yep. So X Games will be back 100%. Yeah, right now I'm gonna try to aim to be for Montpellier, France for Feast, but that's the 1st of May, but we'll see how I feel. Like I'm able to start riding now, and I'm gonna continue to ride until May, but like right now, like it's no tricks, just manualing around like the big park at Joyride, and then other than that, like just riding the pump track and stuff like that.
When you're off your bike, do you stay up on BMX, do you watch all the videos and stuff, or do you kind of distance yourself?
Yes and no. Definitely at the first part, like I definitely distance myself. But I feel like with injuries like this, like to really start healing from them, you have to just accept it. Like, okay, it happened. Like I can't stay bummed about it. Like I gotta like move forward, do exactly what I need to do all the proper rehabilitation and move forward with it. So.
I mean, do you have anything brewing in your head while this is happening as far as future plans go? I mean, it seems like a good time to sit at home and build ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. And like even like I blew my knee out like in July, and then even before my surgery, like Red Bull, like a Red Bull in the Netherlands hit me up like, hey, we want to do an athlete project with you. So it's like we started figuring stuff out with that moving forward, doing a project hopefully next year with them. And there was a lot of like cool opportunities that came up that will still be around for when I'm able to ride again. So
you couldn't really fully take your mind off it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it still existed. Like it wasn't like time off, and the rehab's been a full-time job. Like between like multiple gym sessions a day, still traveling to do more rehab, and then obviously, everything around it's a full-time job.
So kind of switching it up, we haven't really talked to you since it turned to 2018.
Yeah.
Any sponsor changes or anything?
Sponsors are all the same. Yeah, everybody stuck behind me. Super pumped on that. I didn't even realize we were filming already. The whole time I thought you were just setting cameras up and we were going to be chatting.
Well, I was kind of like thinking that, and then it just kind of took off. So
yeah.
It's probably better anyway.
All right. Well, if there's any curse words in the other stuff, you might want to.
Just blame them on me. It's cool.
But yeah, I don't really like that stuff coming out, so keep it PG.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. But all sponsors are the same. Stoked. Everything's rolling. So like we hopefully be back in March, and I've spent the proper time for it to be 100%, and it will be like it never happened. So got some fun stuff planned for when I am able to ride again, some new edits and stuff like that, and then obviously returning to the contest as well.
I don't want to get caught up on this because we could talk about it for hours. Since you've kind of been out of the scene, the whole road to the Olympics has really blown up.
Definitely.
And guys representing their countries and federations getting involved and fundings and whatnot. And obviously you would be a guy that I would imagine Canada would have their eye on. Have you talked to the federation at all? Or?
Yeah, so like I had like a meeting with them like a few months ago, and I know they've talked to Varga as well. Cycling Canada is just like, they're just trying to understand freestyle. They've never seen it before. They're just trying to figure out how they will be able to help the riders based around it. And we have like our first like kind of round table meeting, like the same as the US did a few months ago. We have like our like introduction to like Cycling Canada coming up in the next couple weeks.
Are they in Toronto or where are they?
Yeah, they're in Milton, which is just outside of Toronto. Like,
so that's good for you.
Yeah, so it's super close. So it's like they're gonna do the meeting at Joyride.
Nice.
So it's gonna be Mike Varga, myself, Definitely a couple other Canadians I think are going to tune in via like Skype and stuff, because I know there's a couple guys that are riding Cirque du Soleil, like Joël Bondu and Kevin Fabregat and a couple other of the French riders that are interested in the Olympic push as well. So, and then a couple of the females as well. So a couple of them live around the Toronto area and work at Joyride, and then a couple of them will be tuning into Skype. So
I guess you already kind of answered one of my next question here.
Yeah.
It is something you want to do? You want to chase the Olympic thing?
Yeah, definitely. It's a cool opportunity, and I think it's going to be huge for everyone. Like, who it affects, it will be beneficial, and then there's definitely some areas of BMX that it won't really affect, but I think they'll see benefits trickling down into their area of BMX as well.
So a big thing in your radar for the future are UCI events, I assume? For
sure, yeah. I'm going to start doing all the FIS events, because like I remember you guys did the article to kind of like let people know what's going on with the Olympics. They're like, hey, these are the riders that would go right now if the Olympics were held today. And like I know my name was in there for Canada because at the time I was the top ranked Canadian. So obviously I've fallen back a little bit. Mike Varga had a really good result at FIS Edmonton last year. So I've fallen back a little bit in the radar, but it's like it would be cool to definitely go to the Olympics and represent your country and have that opportunity.
Yeah, no, I'm psyched that they have reached out to you.
Yeah,
I really hope these people know I've already looked into you and stuff, and you're not reaching out to them, so that's good.
No, the guy who's like the freestyle coach in Canada, he's part of like the race program as well, but he's been around Joyride for the last like 5-6 years, so he knows.
You already know.
Yeah, I already know who's going to be like the freestyle coach. It's nice. Brendan Arnold is his name, okay. BA. So, but he's super awesome.
Are you having an interview or something?
Yeah.
Is there any subs?
Oh no.
No, nothing. Sorry. That's all right. No food.
You gotta get your subs.
No food in here.
I guess that pretty much covers the Olympics and that man's hunger.
Yep.
So we're in Estonia right now at a contest that you're kind of synonymous with, even though you've been absent the past few years. You're here doing a TV thing?
I'm doing the commentating for Red Bull Live. So.
Have you done that before?
No, first opportunity to do it. I'm doing it with Ed Lee. Chris Doyle did it last year, and Chris reached out to me on Instagram. He's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bummed that you're doing it this year, but at the same time, you're the right man for the job, because I know he did it last year, but no, it was cool that Chris reached out, and obviously a huge fan of Chris and growing up, and then he's a very good ambassador for BMX as well, so hopefully he'll be back next year, and hopefully I can ride next year, so that's the goal.
Is this something you've had a desire to do, this kind of commentating and whatnot?
No, it's never been a desire. I just had the opportunity, and they asked, and obviously having the history that I have with this event, it was kind of a no-brainer to come over and to do that and kind of have the relevance with me commentating and then me riding the event as well.
So one thing you said is hopefully Chris will be doing this next year and you'll be riding. Does
yes.
that mean you want to ride single session again? I know it's been a few years.
It's been a few years. I was actually planning to ride it this year, but obviously I wasn't able to with my injury. Then we'll see how the contest goes. Like definitely it's cool to come back. If the vibe of the contest is the same it's been when I was riding it years ago, then I'll come back next year. But right now it's kind of up in the air. But I would love to come back next year. We'll just see how this year goes.
I feel like it's a little bit different this year now that they have a street winner and a park winner.
Yes.
I feel like one of the reasons you were so successful is because you're such an all-around rider. This isn't really a question, I'm just kind of rambling.
Yeah.
But, it seems like, I think this used to be an event where it was like a guy like you or Josh Harrington or
even
Gary,
Garrett would win. Like he won 2 years when it was the overall contest.
Yeah.
Because he can ride just as good on both. I'm getting filmed from all angles now.
Should I pursue it?
I don't know. But.
So how's it feel to be back in Estonia?
Super rad. Obviously flying in and then flying into the airport and obviously seeing familiar buildings and landscape and everything like that definitely brought back a lot of good memories, and just stoked to be back here checking out Old Town again, checking out the contest. Seeing
how many of these did you win?
5. So
not bad.
I won 2010, 11, 12. I missed 13 and then came back and won 14 and 15.
And didn't ride 16 or
No,
17?
yeah, I didn't ride the last 2 years.
And then hurt 18?
Yes,
I
correct.
guess it'll be good to have you back next year.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Obviously, it was like the continuing years, it was like kind of stressful, like never having a bad result, because it's like obviously coming back, I'd always want to do as well as I've done in the past, but every year walking away with the win definitely makes it hard to come back and do that feat again.
Yeah.
So
A lot of pressure.
yeah, a lot of pressure on myself and stuff like that. And I kind of wish that I got second the first year I came, and then done well, because then it'd be like, okay, I'd be all right with getting second, but obviously I would love to keep this streak alive. But it's definitely now like the riding has progressed, like everyone's on that level now. It's hard to separate yourself, and definitely it's laying it all on the line to win this contest.
So ramp all finished at home?
Yeah, ramp's all done, but I'm gonna change a couple things in the spring, build a couple new things. Like right before I got hurt, I was gonna build like a couple features that I could just add on and like move around on the ramp to kind of switch it up a little bit, but definitely pumped for summer sessions there.
Yeah, it seemed like as soon as you finished it, you got broke off.
Pretty much. I mean, I had like a month and a half to ride it, but I was still traveling within that month and a half, so I really only got like a few really good sessions on it, and then it was just a nice piece of artwork in my backyard.
It's got to be a motivating factor to look out the window and see that, though.
Yeah, even hurt, it's still nice to look out in the backyard and look at. And then I had a few sessions while I was hurt, just invited some friends over to ride it as well, but there's a couple times where it was hard to watch because you wanted to join in for the session as well. So
Yeah, soon.
April, May. Like by the time I'm able to untarp it, and then I'm going to change a couple things on it, by that time I'll be able to like have that to fully return to riding with. So it'd be nice just to kind of have that in the backyard, go out, get comfortable with riding again, and then come out swinging.
Perfect.
Cool.
Anything else you want to say?
I don't know. We'll see how this interview turns out, because I never really, halfway through, I didn't even realize it was an interview until we were halfway through. But
Are you afraid of being yourself?
kind of sometimes.
I'm definitely afraid of it.
Yeah. No, I know I dropped a few swear words in the first part because I thought we were just having a friendly conversation, and obviously for the internet and stuff like that. I know it's like in this world, like it's not really that big a deal anymore, because like you're allowed swearing on the radios and stuff like that now. Like
The world's changed. It's crazy.
It's definitely changing. But I mean, for the parents and stuff, I never want to like, if I'm posting something of myself, I never want to be that guy. I don't know.
I think everybody knows you're a great guy.
Cool. Appreciate it.
I like you. How's
Cool.
your dog? Your dog good?
Pardon?
How's your dog?
Buck's awesome. Yeah, we've had him for like six or 7 months now.
Nice.
Yeah, we rescued him in.
From Florida, right?
Yeah, he's originally from Miami, and like the animal shelter by us, they do a monthly trip down to the shelter that he was in, because they have a pretty high kill rate. Because like he was hit by a car, and like to do surgery it would have been pretty expensive. And like there was a good rate, rate that they were just going to put him down. But then the animal shelter close to me in Ontario saved him, brought him back, did the surgery, and then we adopted him right after surgery. So super cool.
Still doing good. He's all psyched.
Yeah, dude, he's
at home. He's your dog now.
he's awesome. He's definitely realized that like we're his owners now, and like because like strays and stuff, they bounce around so much. It takes him probably about 6 months to really settle in.
Yeah.
But now he knows like we're his owners. He's starting to like listen to us. He's still a menace. Like he's never really had like owners or parents or
How
anything
old
like
is he?
that.
Do you have any idea?
They say he's like around 3, but he still acts like he's 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still like he definitely has a lot of puppy mannerisms, and
He's like a kid without parents. He never had to grow up.
yeah, exactly. We got Peter Pan for a dog.
There you go. It just happens to be a big black thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We can wrap it.
Cool.
Thanks, Drew.
Wrap it up. Too easy.